Hi guys, welcome back to the tutorial. So these are the functionalities we're going to implement for this e-commerce website. I'm going to be implementing the homepage, the product catalog, the categories, search functionality, reviews and rating function, product details, also the shopping cart, checkout, order, payment gateway, user registration. These are the basic functionalities that I'm able to remember now. So probably as we progress, I might be adding more functionalities to the web application. So let's begin. First thing first, as usual, let's set up our project and also install the necessary libraries we'll be using to build our web application today. Okay, I have already created a folder here. I'm now going to be setting it up by installing the necessary dependencies that we'll use to work. So let me quickly open my CMD so we can start setting it up. Okay, so this is my terminal. I'm going to be using the terminal inside my VS Code to make it easy instead of using the normal terminal in my system. First thing first, we have to create our virtual environment. And to create virtual environment, you use Python -m VMV. I'm still going to maintain VMV as the virtual environment name. Okay, now let's activate the virtual environment. Okay, now that our virtual environment is activated, the next step is to install Django. So we use pip install Django. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our Django project. To create Django project, use Django-admin, then start project. We're going to call the project Hoblet. Okay, now let's cd into Hoblet, which is our project name. Let me clear this. Okay, so now that I've cd'd into our project name, let me create our first app that we'll use to build basically our front page and also handle some other pages for our web application. So I'm going to call it core app. So python manage.py start app core to go ahead to create an app called core. Alright, so we've been able to create an app called core inside here. Now we have an app that we can start working with. So let me open the settings file so we can register the app we just created. We call the app core app. Yep, let's save. Always remember to save. Now our app is registered. Okay, next step is to clear. Let me clear this so we can see it better. Now it's time for us to start building, but to make sure that our setup is ready, let me run our server. Python manage.py run server. Okay, our server is working. As you can see, we have our server development browser giving us here, and also we have unapplied migrations. Your project may not work properly until you apply the migrations. So let me quickly go to my browser and to test run our web development server. Let's test run it. Okay, the install works successfully. Okay, congratulations, we are ready to start building. Now let's dive into our VS Code and start building properly. Let me stop our browser, clear this, and also let me run the migration to apply the 18 migrations we currently have. Python manage.py make migrations. Okay, let's migrate .py migrate. Okay, everything is set up. Now we are ready to start building. Now that our setup is ready, let's start implementing our functionalities and see how far we can go. The first thing we're gonna do is to work on the home page. I've already set up the app, so let's go back to the core app and create our templates folder that's gonna handle our templates. Go ahead and create a templates folder. Inside the templates folder, create another subfolder called core for our core app. So inside this core app, I'm now going to create our base.html file. Inside our base.html file, we are going to use it to extend in all our HTML pages to handle our header and also our footer. So let's start setting up our base.html. Okay, our project is called Hublet. Let's create Hublet. Our application is called Hublet, and also I'm going to be using Tailwind CSS to make it faster for us instead of handling the normal CSS. So inside our script here, I'm going to use the CDN of Tailwind, https://cdn.tailwindcss.com. Okay, so with this setup, our CSS will work with Tailwind. Now inside our body, let's set up our nav, and let's create a class here. Let's call it border b bg. Let's use red and also 500. Then border gray 100. Okay, let's make it 300. Now inside this nav, let's create another div that will handle our links. Inside it, let's create class. Let's use mass width CSL ms auto py2. py is padding top for Tailwind CSS. I just want to pad it top 2. Then also going to use background for, let's still use background 500, and padding left, let me make it 6. Then SL for large screens, we'll use the padding left to be 0. Then flex item center. Okay, justify, let me use justify between 2. Okay, let's set this up and see. Inside this, we're gonna pull a tag. I'm not gonna put the tag yet, so this is not set up. So this tag is gonna be for our application name for home. If you want to come back home, you just click on the Hublet for it to return home. So now let me create the UL links that will capture our about, then the logout, the shop, and also create account. So the same tag, let me call this one about, and let me call it shop. Let me rename this for about, then for logout, add one more for creating account. Okay, now let's set up the footer too. Gradually I'm going to be making this to look better, but I just want to see how it looks. Okay, so let me create the footer too, then we'll test run and see how everything is looking. Let me copy this. Oops, I did not copy it right. Okay, but let me just add the class. Okay, I don't think I even need the border here anymore. Just the background is fine. Let me call this one BG gray. This one should even not border gray, it should be BG gray. There's nothing like border gray there for the wind. That was an oversight. Okay, so let's create another div. Let's use this too. Inside this div, we'll add a h2 header. Inside it will call about us. But for this one, this div, I'm going to use MD flex for the mobile screen. Then I padded left 6. Okay, also S MS auto. Then let's pad the top to be 10. This, let's put class margin button 5. Then we can make it uppercase and make it text large. Next we add paragraph, so I can just put Lauren. I feel like this one is even too, this Lauren Spanish is too much. I've been using this for a very long time. I don't even know how to really pronounce it. It's been helpful for dummy test. Okay, let's make it, let's also add class here, make it text black, make it 700 fat. Okay, next let me add another div. Here we'll now put our social links h2. Let me also copy this. Let me add social links class space left and 2. Then we'll add li a tag and this one is for Instagram. Let's save. Okay, that's all for now. If there's any more things that I will add, let's now go to our views and set up our template URLs. Inside our views here, we'll create a function. Let me call it index. In this index, we'll now render our template inside this index. Then let's create return render, then request call /base.html. Okay, save. let me go to the URLs of our, I need to even create another URLs. Let me create the URLs file for our core app, urls.py. Now let me go to the URLs file of our project and copy how it is set up. Okay, let me copy this, paste it into here. The only thing is that I have to remove this one. The part I will not create for will be the part for the views. So what I will do is I will import our views from core, which is the app.views, import index, so that we can now register the index here. Index name index. I just want to test run what we are doing. While here, let me now import the part of our URLs that we created for core. So I'll add include here, so we'll now be able to import the URLs we created in our core app. Include, then core.urls. Let's save it. Okay, so let's try and run this our base and see. Let's run. I think I have run the server already. The server, okay, let me run the server. Python manage.py run server. Okay, so let's go here and test run. Okay, so this is our website. This is how it looks. So we'll be gradually setting it up and making it to look better than this. It's not looking perfect, but gradually we'll make it to look perfect. Okay, let me go back to the base and see. So let me set this so it can come towards the left instead of the right. Let's start with this UI. So we will do flex items, center, then space, do S, that is left, then 4. While for this href tag, let's also add some class to it. I'm going to add some hover effects using background gray 300, then padding left 2, then padding right top 2 as well, then have a rounded, that is the border radius. Let's add rounded SL as S large. Okay, let me copy it and do same for the other ones. Okay, so let's go back to our server, refresh. Okay, so we have the border. Okay. Okay. That's good. Now for, I think I should also add it to here so you can make our hublet to look better. Let me add another div here for our account icon. Let me copy this. Menu right. That will capture our icon for our user. I'm gonna add, I think I don't even need to make it rounded. Let me just remove all this. Menu right, then flex items, center, then space S4. So let's go to our browser, go to heroicons.com, so I can copy the SVG for user that I will use. Okay, so maybe let's copy this one, copy the SVG, come back here, add a tag, then down let's paste the SVG. Okay, then this will be for account. I just realized I should, the same way I did this for this, I need to also add the div here for this one. Done. Well, this should now be menu left, so that will reposition the menu. But let me make this to be S6 instead of X4. Save. Okay, so these ones are back here. Create account. This is where I want them to be, but I want this to come towards the right here. I don't want it to be here, so let's go back and fix that. It's meant to be under here. Why this tag is meant to come with this. Let me add footer class here. Footer left. Then MB12, margin button 12. Then small screen, MB0. Let me cut this, put it inside here. Okay, everything here now is looking perfect for our base. Aside from this icon here, I'm trying to figure out why it's still there, but I'm not gonna waste much time there. Let me go ahead and start building the front page now that our base is ready. So I'll go back to the menu, then let me create another file. I'm gonna call it index.html. Now inside index.html, we are going to extend base file that we have created. So I'm gonna put extend here, extends call / base.html, then add block for our title, blog title. Then this title, we'll call it welcome. And block. Now we now have to block content. Another and block. So we are now going to have our header inside of this place. Header class padding left, put padding left to be 6, then padding top to be 10, then large screen padding top now will be 20 for larger screens. Then let's use this MVG background red 500. Okay, let me even increase the background here. Instead of 500, let's make it 300. Then now we can create a div inside our header. Inside this div we'll have a paragraph for welcoming. So let me create another class here before we move on. Then we'll do a mass width of 3SL, not 6SL. Then max S auto, margin left auto, then text center. Inside our div we'll have a paragraph. Inside this paragraph, before we continue, let me create another class, call it margin button 2, then text to be 3SL, then large. For the text size it will be 5SL. Then our color for text will be white. Okay, so what are we going to have inside our paragraph? We'll have welcome to Hublet. Okay, let me create another paragraph too. For this one, the margin button will be 10, while the text will be white as usual. But I'm going to make the text, I'm not going to put the size, it will be the default size, which will make it smaller. Here I'm going to write we sell provisions, drinks and everything household. Okay, let me save our header. Now inside our base file, I now have to accommodate it to capture our index, and what I'll need to do is to add inside here for the main. I'm just gonna add a block content tag, block content, then and block. Okay, save. Now let's go back to our views and accommodate the template we just created. Save as index, go back to, okay, everything is set. Let's go back home, refresh. Welcome. Block tags takes only one argument. But it's taking one argument here. Okay, let's go back and see why. We shall come back to it at the right time. We have been able to extend the okay. Welcome to Hublet, we sell provisions. Okay, our home page is set. Now we'll start working and making adjustments to it. I'm also gonna figure out why this is still here. Okay, but I have to stop the video now and I shall come back. When I come back, I'm gonna figure out why I'm having this still here. Then I'll figure it out, then we'll continue building. So let me go back to our to-do list. Our home page is set up, so I'm going to click this to done. Then we shall now be adding product catalogs and setting up our category in our next video.